This is a short video tutorial on making corrections using the GitHub repository for Sanskrit lexicon. First thing I'll do is open a browser and go to GitHub, and since I've already been there several times, it knows where I'm wanting to go, and I'll go to the issues under the corrections repository, and I've prepared an issue for entering corrections for the Capella Sanskrit dictionary, and I'll open that by clicking on it. There's a little introductory section that I wrote, and this has 50 cases pre-populated. I'll describe how to use those in a minute. The first thing before we start doing that you need to do is to get this, go to this link, ccsfuzzyalpha.txt, and I'll right click on that and open it in a new tab. Now click the raw link, and now right click save as, and it'll show you how the file name is going to be saved under ccs-fuzzyalpha.txt. So I'll save that, it'll download it, and then I'll open it, show it in folder. That's the way this browser does things. And then I'll open it with my favorite text editor. In my case, it's Emacs. And I'll close this window because it's not needed anymore. Now, in the workflow that I found to be efficient, I use this separate copy of this file to work with. Now let me go back to the, I don't need this particular display of the raw contents of this file on the browser, so I'll close that. Now, what the issues under this, what the comments under this issue are, is they have all of the cases that are represented in this suggestion or fuzzy alpha file. So you can see the first case, the head word is spelled akanishta with a dental aspirated T. And over in the fuzzy alpha file, you see the word that precedes this and the word that follows this in the dictionary. Having these will help you find the word on the page that we're going to look at in a minute. Now, normally there are two links for each of these words, and the first link will show you the normal basic display for that word. Usually this isn't too useful. Occasionally it is for what we're doing. But the second link is the one that's mostly used. Just click on it normally and it'll open in a new tab. Uh-oh. What did I do? What did I do? Well, for some reason it gave me a message temporarily saying I couldn't look at it, but then I clicked it again and it's okay. So I don't know why that happened. Now, so we have here a display of the page for the Capella Dictionary, page 1. And now we need to find this akanishta. Okay, so there's a kanda, so that's the second column, so it must be on the first column. I'm scrolling using the scroll key on my mouse to scroll down, or you could use the scroll bar over here until I find this word. So we have akatita, there's akatita, the word before, and there's akanishta. So you can see the spelling is wrong. Now, something that's helpful about this file that we have over on the left is that a guess has been made as to what the spelling might be if this spelling is wrong. And in this case, the suggestion is right. It's akanishta. So it should be a retroflex aspirated T, and SLP1, it's a capital W rather than the dental aspirated T. So that suggestion is right. So nothing else needs to be done on this line. You can write anything you want after the colon that appears. So you might want to write SS, or for your initials if this is Sampada looking at this, or you could write done, or anything you want, as long as it's after the colon. Okay, so this first one is done. Now let's go to the second one. These words are listed in page order, so if several occur on the same page, that'll save you a little time not having to click again. But in our case, in this first, they're also grouped in batches of 5. So in our case, the next one is on page 2, and it says it's agbudagta, and the suggestion is agnidagta. Here are some other suggestions that were made but thought less likely because they didn't preserve alphabetical ordering. So let's try to find this word. We've got agnida. Where is that? So we've got akandita over there. So it must be in the second column. Agni must be downward. So agnida. There's agnida, and our word is the word after it. So it should be not agbudagta, but agni dagta. And again, our suggestion is right, so we don't need to do anything except maybe annotate the file here. When this file, when you are done with the whole batch, and there's 450, I'm scrolling all the way down to the bottom, 450 all in all. When you're done with the whole batch, you're going to send me back this file, and I'll use this to actually generate the updates to the Capella digitization. Okay, so let's just keep rolling. We've done 2 cases already. Now, Agni Shuddhi, that capital U is probably wrong. That's what the suggestion says it is. It should be a small one. And so let's find it on the page. Agni, so it's Agha, so we're on this first section, and there's Agnishika, Agnishika, and Agnishuddhi. So that's a short U. So this is correct again, and we're done. That's all we need to do right there at the moment. Now let's go to the fourth one in this batch. Now here, the fourth one doesn't give just one suggestion, but several, so they're not all going to be right. And I'll show you how to mark that in a second. So let's go to the 4th page and find our word Ankra. So okay, so we've got Angu. Oops, scrolled the wrong way. Angu, Angri, Angushta. There's Angushta, Angushta Matrika, and now we've got what is probably Angri. Now, if you didn't know whether that was a word or not, you could use one of the other dictionaries like Moni or Williams to double check that A-N-G-R-I is a word. But since it's in our list here, we know for sure it is a legitimate word in some dictionaries. So notice what I'm doing. I'm going to copy the word that is the correction in this case, and I'm going to add a colon or move the other colon, so the rest of this stuff will be ignored as irrelevant for this particular item. Okay, so that's that. Now we'll go to the last one in this first group of 5, which is AJYC. I don't know how you pronounce that exactly. It would be a jinch. Can't be right. Now in this case, there's 3 suggestions given in parentheses. The reason they're in parentheses is because any one of them would not be in alphabetical order but among these 3 words. So it might be one of these, it might be something else. Hard to say until we look at it. So let's try to find it. We've got anchu. So there's art, so it must be in the first column. A cheshta, there's a cheshta. There's anchu. So it's this word here, which is unj. So it should. So what I'll do is I'll write between the arrow and the colon AYJ. And I forgot to mark these, so I'll go ahead and mark these just so that'd be just for you to know where you are in the file is the main reason for that. Okay, now, so I'm going to save this file by issuing just so I'll save the state of this local file that I'm working with, and I'm going to go back here, and this is the second step of working with this that you need to do, which let me describe. You should see a little pencil which has a tooltip of edit comment. You want to click that because we're going to change this text. We're going to edit this comment, and I'll show you how to edit it. See, it looks quite a bit different because it's got a lot of more stuff where these links were, but we don't have to worry about this material. It's just these lines that have the number and the old spelling in front of it that we want. What we'll do for each of these 5 is take the correction and copy it in our file that we're working with on the left, select it and then copy it, and then click over here in the GitHub issue comment that we're editing and paste it with Control V on my Windows computer anyway. And we'll do that for each of these cases. So the second one is that's the correction. The third one is that's the correction. Have to scroll down a bit to see the fourth one. We'll change it. The correction is angri. And the last one, the correction is unj. Oops. Pressed the wrong key in my window here. Unj. And Control V to do it. Now, if you wanted to make it, if you wanted to make some comment, like on the fourth one, that I was a little bit vague, you could come down here and make any kind of comment you want in this to explain or discuss or question the particular one. So the I was obscure in the print. You don't need to put that comment. I'm just showing it to you as an example. So, and then the next thing to do is we click Update Comment to put in those changes that we made, and now the issue comment shows our changes. So anybody who's wanting to review these can just look at this and see what the changes were. And there's that little comment that I made on it. So that's the idea of doing all of these, and you just proceed working with both of these and with the images There'll be some other issues that come up, is possible, and we'll just there'll be questions that will come up about how to handle certain special situations, but this is the basic idea, so I'll wait until the questions arise before trying to add details about that might come up. So that's the end of this little tutorial.